February 16th. My floor mate, for lack of a better term, makes strange noises constantly. Little snorts or grunts, but short in duration, and sounding almost like someone quickly wiping a piece of sandpaper across a particularly rough piece of doweling, or moving a heavy piece of one-legged furniture across the floor in short bursts, but not squeaky, more raspy, like the sharp intake of breath through a mouth that has suddenly grown tusks out of its lower mandible. Right? I mean those boar tusks, the just the short ones where they kind of push the jaw forward, and you know the ones, and in doing so that somehow they suck the nasal cavity back into the skull a bit, right? Like the bone for the tusks is taken from the cheeks, and is formerly in the cheeks. They become sunken, and I can see it now. His short, blunt, mucus-covered tusks up thrust from his lower jaw, and that sunken face that pulls the nose in and makes it more difficult for him to breathe. Thus the little sandpaper snorts that occur in arrhythmic, sort of random intervals. And it's not Vlad doing some actual sanding. I mean, God knows he does, but always with the electric sander. I mean, I think he uses it to plane doors and such. It's like sometimes like a router. He has the thing going so long. Sometimes I think the friction is going to set the never-finished room on fire. You might think that particular habit of working loud and long and never-endingly would be slightly irritating, but he makes the whole thing palatable by singing the livelong day away, sometimes in Russian, sometimes English versions of Russian songs, sometimes English-Russian versions of pop songs, English pop songs, It's such a pleasure. One almost starts to miss it in the blessed silence of the night, which is when the tusks grow. I've listened closely at the wall, and while the activity is erratic, it is more audible in the dark morning hours. I'm pretty sure he's not yet using his gross dentic deformities to scratch a hole through the wall and into my room. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. I'm concerned for Angela, the tenant on the room that borders his other wall. The other side, I mean, she's a woman and less capable of defending herself against the incursion of such an abomination, possibly. I mean, unlike me, because luckily Vlad is so stocked with tools and so absent-minded, he has not missed the small pry bar I appropriated from his pile of detritus the other day, and the nail gun, which I'm sure he'd finished with. The compressor resides in the shed in the yard when he's not using it, and if, God willing, he finishes that damn room before the mandibular monstrosity makes his inevitable move against me, I will have ample protection. My only concern is the vigilance required. I'm getting a bit edgy from having to stay up all night with my ear against the wall, and my neck hurts for some reason. So. Still, there can be no rest. I can hear him more often now. I've had to curtail my social life in order to stand guard.